Rescuing the Lion King. A fierce battle against a swarm of aggressive bees. During a break beneath a large tree after their journey exploring the dense jungle, a group of tourists unexpectedly discovered a lion lying exhausted not far away. Its body was covered in countless small beehives, a result of accidentally disturbing an underground beehive. This action had enraged the swarm of bees, prompting a furious attack. They stung the lion all over and even built hives in its fur and on its skin. Now, the lion was too weary to hunt. It dragged itself heavily to a nearby stream, trying to drink some water to survive, but eventually collapsed from pain and exhaustion. The stings had swollen badly, and the hives clung tightly to its body, rendering it nearly motionless. Realizing the lion was in critical condition, the tourists quickly took action. One of them used a phone to immediately call the wildlife rescue team, providing detailed information about the location and the situation. Others stood back, worried, not daring to get close out of fear that the bees might still be lurking. The call went through, and their urgent voices described the lion and the danger it was in clearly. The rescue team received the emergency signal. Veterinarians and support staff quickly packed medical kits, equipment, and prepared vehicles. They gathered supplies, determined to save the lion before it was too late. They thoroughly checked medical bags to ensure antibiotics, painkillers, ointments, and special tools like tweezers, smoke sprayers, and clean cloths were included. Each member double-checked their personal gear, from flashlights to radios, to ensure no technical issues would occur during the mission. Once everything was ready, they assembled at the helicopter area, prepared to fly to the lion's location. The helicopter took off, heading straight for the reported site. From above, they could see the thick forest canopy covering almost the entire ground, making it very difficult to find a landing spot. After circling the area, they realized there was no clearing close enough to land. With no other option, they decided to land in an open area about 3 kilometers away. The journey was challenging. The jungle paths were narrow and muddy from earlier rain, making each step heavy. Fatigue began to set in, but the urgency of the lion's life pushed them forward. After nearly an hour of continuous movement, they finally reached the area where the lion had been found. From a distance, they could already see the lion lying motionless, its body covered in small hives. Without delay, they divided tasks and began the rescue. The sting wounds were swollen, some even festering, making the lion appear completely drained and in pain. Immediately, they began the rescue. They used a specialized smoke sprayer to release a thick layer of smoke, driving away the bees still swarming around the lion. The smoke scattered the bees, creating a safe environment for the team to work without fear of being stung. Once the bees were under control, the team began removing the hives. Using small tweezers and specialized tools, they gently detached each hive from the lion's fur and skin. Next, they treated the sting wounds. Swollen areas were covered with soothing ointment, while festering wounds were cleaned with antiseptic solution. One vet applied antibiotics to every wound to prevent widespread infection. Throughout the process, they monitored the lion's breathing and eyes to gauge recovery. If the lion became distressed, they paused to let it stabilize. Gradually, the lion began to respond, its eyes brightened, and its movements grew more controlled. The entire rescue required patience and intense focus, but the team remained calm, ensuring the lion received the best possible care before the recovery phase. To help it regain strength, they started nutritional support. They prepared high-protein food, soft meat cut into small pieces for easier digestion. The team closely monitored its response, noting all signs of improvement. Satisfied with their efforts, they decided to gently release the lion without interference. Now healthier, the lion slowly stood up and shook its freshly cleaned mane. It took steady steps deeper into the jungle, returning to the familiar wilderness where it once ruled as king. The rescue team stood from afar, watching the lion's silhouette disappear beneath the forest canopy, feeling joy at seeing it return to freedom. They packed their medical supplies, tidied up, and headed back to the waiting helicopter. The chopper lifted off, carrying the team back to base, leaving behind a peaceful forest. In the hearts of every team member was a sense of pride for having saved a wild creature's life, offering a second chance to the lion.